What's up everybody, G here, VP of Content, fitnessinformant.com, here today to bring you a review. Today we are looking at USN, their BlueLab line, 100% whey. This is a whey protein blend, 3 different types of whey in here, we'll get into that. And I actually have a very interesting flavor here, Wheytella. We'll get into that flavor and let you know if this might be worth picking up. Let's go. Okay, let's start off with the ingredient profile. This starts us off with this is basically a whey protein blend. You get whey protein isolate, hydrolyzed whey protein, and whey protein concentrate. 3 sources of whey. Personally, we prefer to see either just a whey protein isolate or whey protein concentrate. If you put concentrate in a mixture with isolate, you get rid of any benefits of isolate, which is like lack of dairy, less sugar, less cholesterol. If you add whey protein concentrate to it, kind of negate that potential benefit. Still, with that said, no real, it's not that bad. It's just treat it as a regular whey protein. You should be fine. With those that are sensitive to dairy, there is protease and lactase in here to help digest the protein, as well as the lactate, as well as help digest the lactose with the lactase. So solid job there. You shouldn't have too much of an issue digesting this, and if you do, you're just very hypersensitive to dairy. As for the macros, 1 scoop gives you 1.5 grams of fat, which is pretty standard, especially for a concentrate. 5 grams of carbs. This is actually slightly higher than what we're used to. We usually see like 2, 3, even for a concentrate. Isolate, you can even get below that. It's not super high. 3 of those grams are sugar, however. It's still not too bad. 5 grams of carbs in your day shouldn't really take up too much of your macros. And finally, 25 grams of protein. That's pretty standard. You usually see anywhere from 20 to 25 grams of protein per serving in protein powders. So overall, ingredient profile is solid. It's very standard whey protein, slightly more sugar than the rest, but they do add some enzymes to help you digest it. Just treat it as a regular whey protein due to the 3 separate whey proteins in there. It doesn't make it better than any other whey protein out there. So profile's good. Let's move on to the effectiveness. Protein powders are really hard to actually rate the effectiveness on. You can really only go by the digestion. With that said, we had no issues. I use this. We also had a user who used this as well. He said he enjoyed it. He had no complaints regarding digestion. It went down well. Again, it's just a convenient source of protein versus cooking up a chicken breast or open up a can of tuna, whatever your protein source is for the day, cooking eggs. It's just convenient because you can just drink it, get the 25, 50 grams of protein in, depending on how many scoops you use, and go on about your day. So effectiveness, pretty good. No digestive issues. Unless you're very hypersensitive to dairy, you shouldn't have an issue. Okay, so now we get to taste, which is very important with a protein powder. So many good ones, so many great tasting proteins on the market. You definitely have to differentiate yourself. We had a user use this, and I use this as well. He had the salted caramel flavor. He said it was good. It wasn't the best thing he's had. Salted caramel. It was mostly just a caramel flavor with a very, very slight hint of salt to it. It wasn't his favorite protein ever. However, he said it was very drinkable. I don't want to say forgettable, but it was, another caramel flavor on the market. As for the Wheytella, we actually get a lot of questions about this because who doesn't love Nutella? I've had a couple Nutella flavored proteins in the past, and this is probably the best one I've had. A lot of them just taste kind of like an off chocolate. This actually kind of resembles Nutella. It's not perfect. I'd give around an 8, somewhere in the 8 out of 10 range for flavor as far as Nutella goes. It's not on the mark, however, it's getting very close, and if USN keeps at it, maybe updates the flavor a little bit, they'll get very close to it and maybe even knock it out of the park one day. It's still good. It's very enjoyable. Much better than a simple chocolate. But again, not perfect. Not a complete knock out of the park for a Nutella flavor. Still good though. Okay, so now we get to the mixability of USN whey. It actually does mix pretty well. There's not much really to say here. Our user did note that he thought this was a little bit harder to mix up and he did get clumps every now and then. I personally did not have that issue, however he did. This could also depend on how many scoops you use, how much water. I like to water my protein down a little bit. Helps with hydration, little tip there. With that said, it mixes quite well. Just make sure you shake it long enough and you should be good. As you see, pouring it down into a cup or a glass, it looks fine. All right, so you can get a 2-pound tub of USN whey for about $26.49 directly from their website. If you use coupon code INFORMANT, you get an extra 20% off, so around $20, $21.20, I believe. This is a very fair deal. It's well under $1 per serving. You get 27 servings per container. Overall, it's definitely below average of what you see out there. Solid deal. that's all we can really say about that. It's well worth picking up and trying at least once, especially if you're interested in the Wheytella. So overall, USN Whey is a solid protein powder on the market. It's not the most special one out there, but it's still good. The carbs are slightly higher than what we're used to, but 25 grams of protein to 5 grams of carbs is not too bad. The taste is great. The Wheytella, it isn't perfect, isn't a knockout of the park, but it's probably the best Nutella, you know, don't want to say knockoff, but Nutella inspired flavor out there. Value, use coupon code informative, of course. You know, it's solid. It's worth buying and trying at least once to try it out, especially if you're interested in a solid tasting Nutella variation. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, check out the link in the description of our website.